Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. So, um, today we are going to do another TikTok of the day. And this one goes into the Black Men Don't Protect category. Shout out to Chantel. She did a TikTok on this and it gave me the idea. And yeah, that's what came up today. It's this whole notion that Black men don't protect, we're Black women and blah, 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 blah. Now, there is a reason that they're not getting the quote unquote protection that they have become accustomed to. First, I want to talk to you about the protection that they have come accustomed to. The type of protection that they have become accustomed to is I do something and you defend my right to do that thing. Whether you know me or not, whether you know whether what I did was right or wrong, you are to put your life on the line to preserve my right to do whatever it is I wish to do to whomever it is I wish to do. Meaning, if I were to go out and poke a bear and then slap that bear and then eat honey in front of that bear and say, this honey is good and you can't have none, it's your responsibility to protect me from that bear. That is the logic that these women are working on. And your failure or unwillingness to do so is cowardice. That's what they would have you believe. That is the mode that they operate on. So today I am going to examine a TikToker or two, and we are going to discuss this. Now, what I'm about to show you falls under the fair use category. So, fair use. Fair use. Now, before I actually play this video, I want to point out that she has a appropriate resemblance to the woman on Lean on Me. You know, the woman who snitched to the WT man. And by WT, I mean white man. About the chains on the door. That attempted to get him arrested and fired. By the woman on Lean on Me's logic, Joe Clark should still be protecting her. But it goes into their desire to put both sides against each other. Because ultimately, what they wish to do is be able to code switch as they please and then just go to the society or community that they destroyed the least. These are the women who will call 911 for protection, hoping that it has a deadly outcome. And then they just go to the guys on the block for protection when white men get out of line. But we're going to dig deeper in that. Feel free to comment in the comment section. I'm going to play this video, review it, read the comments in her comment section, and then read yours. All right.
Happened to me that was just so disrespectful. I was traveling, and when I got back home, I jumped on the shuttle to go and get my vehicle where I park. And before I got on the shuttle, there is a black shuttle driver, and then there is a all flight crew, and he basically tells me, hold up, flight crew is priority. So I'm looking at him like he's crazy, because I know that is not true. I've been parking at the same spot for 6 years. It was my first time seeing this driver, and I know that it's first come first serve. But okay, so I'm just standing there looking at him. So he loads all.
Okay, stop right there for a second. She knows the policy better than him. Then why didn't any of the flight crew correct him? between him and the flight crew. Because if that was the case, then somebody would have said, "Oh no, ma'am, you go first." But no, the flight crew understands the policy the same as he does. It's a policy that makes sense because if the pilot is late, then everyone is late. If you're late, then you're late. So it does make sense that they would have such a policy, but you're going to say, "Oh no, I should go first." Let's continue.
This flight crew's luggage onto the shuttle, and y'all know that they have a ton of freaking luggage. And then he grabs my bag and says, "You can stand if you want to." Like, excuse me? Basically saying that it ain't enough room for me because they're priority. So I seen a pilot that was standing at the door, apparently, waiting on me to get on. And there was a seat in the front that was available, and he went to the back and stood. Thank goodness chivalry is not dead. Somebody respects women. So I sat down and I am literally fuming, like all of my hair.
She is entitled to that seat. He chose to give it to you. And that's fine. He should be commended for doing that, not condemned for not doing it. He's not obligated to do it. He chose to do it.
Then fell off my head because I am pissed. Number one, you didn't disrespect me. Number two, you didn't embarrass me in front of all these people. And
in front of all these people, notice how she values the opinion of these people. You embarrass me in front of these people. He says, "Ma'am, the policy is the crew goes first." Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. How embarrassing. People can't take women like this. They can't take any form of humility without just getting like, "Oh, I'm so okay." Say you're in a movie theater or a baseball game or something like that, any place where there's assigned seating. Your seat is in 7G, and for whatever reason, you sat in seat number 76. Because a 6 looked like a G. So somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I'm in seat 76." Then you're like, "No, I'm in seat 76." That person says, "No, that's a G. You're in 7G. That's actually closer. You get a better view." Now, black man, like, "Oh, my bad. All right, let me go to 7G. Cool." White man, like, "Oh, bro, I must have spaced out on that one. Let me go to 7G. Thanks." White woman, like, "Oh my God, I don't come to these that often, so I'm sorry. I didn't know that they had like the numbers and letters, So when I seen the 7G, I thought it was a 6. I'm so sorry. So yeah, let me just go right now. You're so cute. Can I touch your hair? Okay, bye." Black woman, "I can't believe you disrespected me. I can't believe you disrespected me. And all you black men sitting down ain't doing nothing. You disrespected me. You gonna let this man disrespect me?" That's the policy. Anyway.
And it's not right. So I decided when I was on the shuttle that I was going to speak to him.
Of course.
I don't want to embarrass nobody. I don't want nobody losing their jobs, but you clearly need to know what you did, what you said to me, and how you said it, and in front of all these people. You do not do your people like that, period. So I waited until he got all of their luggage off. They went into the
Holy
parking
crap.
facility or whatever. And then I asked him, did he?
You actually stood there and waited because you never miss an opportunity to be confrontational. I repeat, You never miss an opportunity to be confrontational. I'm going to say that one more time, and then I'm going to say it again. You never miss an opportunity to be confrontational. You see, they don't look at confrontation as something that is a necessity when it's a necessity. They look at it as an opportunity. This is an opportunity. You wasn't in a rush. You didn't have any place important to go. You standing around while everybody else is unloading their luggage. And you even said, like, they had a lot of luggage. You were so impatient to when it came to, leaving, even though you're going to leave at the same time anyway, it's a bus. But you were so impatient when it came to leaving. But, when you had the opportunity to, like, I have an opportunity for confrontation. I got action. And you want to know why you had so much spare time? Because the shuttle was taking you to your car, and your car was taking you home, where you don't have anything going on but TikTok. You lead this dismal, pathetic life that you're not in a rush to get back to. The only thing that's exciting that ever happens to you is instances like this, and you milk it for all it's worth. You're going to confront him, then you're going to go on TikTok to talk about it, and then you're going to talk about what you've talked about. This is the most interesting thing that has happened in your life. It wasn't like, your husband was filming you as you was teaching your child how to take his or her first steps. It's not like you watched your children, cross the stage while you saved a seat 7G for your husband. No. You have nothing going on but this.
You have a black mother and a black sister. And he was like, yeah. And I said, well, why would you say what you said to me? That man lost his man on me, cussed me.
Classic overreaction. I had to deal with this earlier this week. It's a classic overreaction. And it just leads to lunacy. They always feel more disrespected and slighted than they are. And they bring it to you always to correct a invisible slight or a feeling that they have. Really, it seems like they were born with it. It's a complex, plain and simple. When you have an inferiority complex, you look to others, and in this case, black men, to make you feel superior. It's our duty to fill that void that we didn't place inside you. Sorry. All right.
Out told me that he makes $13 an hour, blah, 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 and that I didn't tip him. What? Like, I'm supposed to tip you for disrespecting me? Like, no. Black men, you have got to do better. Don't do your sisters like that. Period. I don't care what situation you're in. It is just absolutely.
Don't do your brothers like that. I'm supposed to tip you? You say you do this every day. Have you ever tipped anyone ever? Fair question. Have you ever tipped the shuttle drivers? Ever? Now, I don't feel that you are obligated to tip. Quite frankly, I never tipped the shuttle driver either. In fact, I didn't even know they took tips. I've never seen anybody tip them. But he has a point to where he's saying, You're asking for something out of the ordinary. You're asking for an above and beyond thing. You're asking me to mistreat, because they're going to know, like his colleagues are going to note it. And I don't know what the social hierarchy is between, well, I do know that pilot does have deference over, the shuttle driver, because he's driving a more expensive vehicle, and a more complicated vehicle. I don't know about the rest of the staff, but you said it was a pilot there. So he's supposed to say to the people in a superior position, probably they have leverage over his boss, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm pretty sure if a pilot went to, the higher ups and said, either he goes or I go, then the shuttle driver would go. So he's supposed to slight everybody else, to not slight you, his sister, and then just for you to not tip him, just for you to call him broke. Because that's what you're going to do. If he loses his job over some, dedication and obligation that he feels to black women, it's going to be the same black women that calls him a broke, dusty ninja when he loses said job. I got a story for y'all, but I'm going to wait till after this, and then after I read the comments. All right, hit the like button.
Wrong. Y'all are supposed to protect us, even if you know us or not, protect us. But he actually,
you hear the entitlement there. Y'all are supposed to protect us, even if you know us or not. First of all, whatever happened does not fall under the realm of protection, because you were not in danger of anything. It falls under the category of really servitude, or give us priority.
said he did not care. The same rules applied for his mother and his sister. I said, wow, black men do better. Yesterday, I had something that happened to me that was just...
What an awful human being. Let me read some of the comments. I read a piece of the first one. I like where he's going with it. So let's see. Black women have so much audacity, privilege, and entitlement issues. LOL. Does it hurt your feelings to know you aren't a little princess, and that the rules that matter in the real world? Grow up. Flight crew definitely gets priority. Well, there you go. It's some shuttles that wouldn't let you on, period, if it's a lot of them. That's probably why he said you can stand. Because he's like, typically we don't allow people to stand, or it's at my discretion whether I want people standing on the thing or not. But I'll let you on and you can stand, because you my sister. Just because he's black, you think you want him to lose his job over you? Exactly. And it shows how much you care about him, how much you're looking to protect him. Just catch the next shuttle. Don't nobody got time for your drama or your loud mouth. LOL. Grow up. Squeeze it. Squash it. Gamma. Squeeze it. Squash it. Gamma. Dang, that was just grueling. Okay. Yeah, another person speaking on personal experience and generalizing. Yeah, but it's not much else a person can speak on. So all of us are okay. Fellas, do better. The not all thing is played. He wanted a reaction. No, he didn't. He wanted to do his job. Why do y'all think that men think the way you do? He wanted a reaction. No, he didn't. He wasn't being deliberately provocative. Okay, I tell you what. If you feel that guys in that situation wanted a reaction, then do yourself a favor and do him a disservice and don't react. He knows exactly what he said, how he said it, and why he said it. He wanted a confrontation, and we got to stop giving it to them. Okay, please. Hey, great. Here. I don't think I ever hearted an Instagram thing, but there you go. Oh, can I? Okay, there you go. Yeah, don't give it to us. Next time you feel a certain type of way, shut up. Hey, I wish I could heart it again. That is great advice to give Black women. Oh, this is a long one. I think I'm gonna just skip this one. I'm sorry to hear that. We've lost our way somehow in the last 50 years. You're stupid. You're stupid. You haven't been paying attention for the last 50 years. You're stupid. Kids don't play outside anymore, and I don't know why. Because you're stupid. You haven't been paying attention. You're stupid. You didn't see like the invention of Atari because you're stupid. Nintendo Wii, Sega, back when that was a thing, Xbox, PlayStation. You're stupid. People don't walk to work anymore. Somehow, and I don't know why, because of cars. You're stupid. It's stupid old heads like this that say stupid crap like that. I wonder what's changed. You haven't seen women drastically change. Did women behave like this back in the day? Just the fact that you're on the internet wondering what's different. It was his job. You Black women, we're winning all the time. Shut up. I don't know what we wing is. Wing. Somebody help me with that. I mean, but salute to what he's saying, because like the every other word besides this one, I get the where he's going with that, and yeah. When a boy grows up without a father, oh my God, pseudocycle analysis. What happens to a girl who walks up without her father? She's looking for father-daughter privileges from every Black man that's out there, thinking that this guy is supposed to treat her like she's his daughter, or his woman, or his wife, etc., etc., etc. That's why she immediately went to, what about your mama? Your mama, your sister, and blah, blah, blah. He said they would have to wait too. Imagine working at Burger King and your mama come in and just cut the line. Oh no, my son is the cashier here. It's like, yeah, but I mean, these people were here first, Mom. Your mama's Black because I'm Black. And you should always protect me. When a boy grows up with a father in the home, they do not learn how a man they respect treats a woman they care about. Well, that boy would actually have to go to work with his father and see while his mama is trying to get on the thing. But he don't care about you, because why should he? I don't know you. When a man sees how his father treats his mama, he will understand that he should treat random bitches the same way that he treats his wife. What in the hell? Stupid. All right. You're not special, lady. Just stand. Her name should be Rosa Stans. All right. Sister things change nowadays. Y'all independent. Y'all can hold your own bags and stick up for yourselves. There you go. Sounds like a skill issue. I don't know what that means. White queens for life. All right, he's just trying to trigger. Y'all too much, not to get enough. Y'all talk too much, not enough. Call managers. Well, I think the managers was probably the ones he was letting on the bus first. Let me just say that, because this person is saying stuff. The unstoppable Molly Brown. You should have called his manager. What if she called her manager, his manager, on the cell phone, and then she heard the ring on the bus, like, hello? Like, yes, this driver let a group of white people on before me. Ma'am, I'm one of these white people. I'm sitting in the back. It's policy. Stupid. Sounds like a personal issue shouldn't be applied to all black men. It shouldn't be applied to this black man. This encounter was most uncomfortable. Holy crap. You slap one chick and all of them say ouch. And as a black man, I'm sorry to hear that you were so disrespected. However, bear in mind that this is a particular black man. Oh, you're trying to fuck. You're trying to. This is a particular black man, but I got a big penis. Okay. However, bear in mind, this is a particular black man does not represent all black men, nor should all black men be judged by what this man did. Not all. It is always a good thing not to generalize the entire collective based upon the behavior of a few. God bless. All right. He thinks $13 an hour is a flex. No, he's saying it that are you going to tip me, or should I risk losing this 13 for the zero that you're going to tip me? You think it's a flex. Okay, this is some more not all. So let's see. We don't need to do better. Y'all said y'all don't need black men. Good point. All right. Every time black woman experiences okay, fellas, stop with the not all. This one literally says not all. Jesus, stop with the not all. It shows a lack of creativity. It's a counter argument that black people use because when defending themselves in the collective black behavior of black people against white people. If white people, critique black culture, black men and women always say, not all, not all. And, because that's been our go-to for so long, and when I say so long, before anybody here was born, we've learned to rely on that. Stop saying not all. Stop saying not all. It's heartbreaking, actually. Yeah, it's heartbreaking that you annoyed this brother over some stupid crap. And you put it on YouTube or TikTok. All right. So we're going to go to her follow-up to this. But before that, let me tell y'all a story. Actually, I'm going to read y'all comments, then I'm going to tell y'all a story. Then we're going to get into it. All right. Trying to keep this in organized. About business, what's going on? What's going on? Scott, thanks for being a channel member. Salute to you. All right. Dolomite says, what's good, GC? Listening to this woman, you can tell that she has a allergic reaction to finger wagging her man. Seems like she has an allergic reaction to not doing it. She has an allergic reaction to respecting black men. It seems like that's more accurate. This woman isn't pleasant to be around. You think? Why do you think there's nobody around her? She really looks like she has a few screws loose. Putting on the eyeliner. Someone should have told her that. Someone should have told her she got in the age range to do it herself. Someone should have told her. Well, she definitely is doing it herself. You're saying that that's something that somebody else should do for him? Fun fact: if she was nicer, she wouldn't have gotten a different. She would have gotten a different result, possibly, possibly. But I don't think that that was the case. I think it was policy, and he was following policy because he don't want to lose his $13 an hour job. Like, I mean, it could be that he had a $30 an hour job and he lost it on some brother sister thing, and now he's taking a $13 an hour job, and he's like, I'm not going to lose this one. I'm not going to fall for that again. He probably already lost his uh, job doing something else. Let's just say he was working in a call center or something like that, and then he did some stupid, and then now here he is. That godplex got them mentally messed up. I mean, they were mentally messed up to get the God complex. Yeah, I mean, this is a byproduct of a completely different mental mess up. I mean, let's call it what it is. And this is what's really getting them. Black women are used to, for a long period of time, using a black man's desire to fuck to get small and sometimes even large privileges without actually having to sleep with them. For example, it's like, say, the reason why I keep bringing up Burger King is you work at Burger King. Say a young man works at Burger King and a PYT walks in and be like, hey, you kind of cute. Could you make those fries large for me? You'd be like, yeah, yeah, okay. I mean, just cameras, and I might risk my job, but I mean, I'll slide a few fries in there if maybe I have a chance to slide in there. I know if I don't, if I give you the small fries that you paid for instead of for the extra large fries that you're asking for, I definitely will not smash. So I'll take that risk for you. They're used to that. They're used to that type of treatment. And somewhere along the way, they stopped appreciating that treatment and started expecting it. And now that they're not getting it, they're starting to get upset that they're not getting those few extra perks that come with the men trying to smash. That's what really upsets them. Because they look at that as their feminine power. And she looks at it not working in this particular instance as a loss of that feminine power or as a sign that it's diminishing. It's kind of like a basketball player or a boxer or something, and you hit somebody with your hardest punch, and that a year ago that would have knocked them out, but it didn't this time. It stunned them, but it didn't knock them out. You felt you're feeling your power diminish. You're feeling your age, but it's really a change in time. The black women are feeling their collective power diminish because all the men who used to do stuff like that, they're fired. They've reaped consequences over their thirsty behavior for so long that they have to think twice before doing, stuff like that, before risking their job. And also they realize that it's not possible. They realize that, listen, I'm not going to get it no matter how many little tiny favors, some of which are large, I wind up doing. All right, so gonna move to the next one. Let's see. These comments make me so proud. Well, yeah, because it's a reflection of a changing society. Black men are not thinking like the character at Burger King that I just described any longer. Because you got to feed the beast. Listen. We understand. People understand that in a casino, the house always wins. However, You are given the illusion that you win. And that's because they allow you to win sometimes. So you walk away, like it's fun. So say you walk in with $100, and then one moment you're up 140, and then you go down to 90, and then you go back up to 120, then you go down to 80, then you go back, then you go like up to 150 again, then you go, but then by the end of the night, you're down to like 85. So, you had a high of 150, but you're down to 85. It's still fun because you win sometimes. The way, and people will go back to the casino for that reason. The way Black women work is you put $1 in the machine and they take it. And then you put another $1 in the machine and they take it. And you put another, and they keep doing this until you're flat broke. Your high was 100. You never actually won. You lost each and every single time with Black women. And that's why people just aren't going to their casino anymore. Which is a good thing. I've been telling fellas all the time, stop thumb up in these broads. It is not going to, you're not going to hit a jackpot that way. So why are you putting your $1 in a machine that you know isn't going to get you a jackpot? Stop it. What's up, Frankie Mac? J-Lock, what's up? They've always been. But it's always going to have idiots saying stupid things. He watched a video of this lady. Well, I mean, he's on that spectrum. You're talking about the 50-year-old, the 50-plus-year-old dude. We didn't do this back in the 50s. He's on that spectrum. He's still giving out slight pleasures, hoping that she's going to get flued in and let him smash. He's still on that spectrum. He's still on that plantation. He's still chasing that carrot that's between her thighs. She's not done yet. I think he meant to say winning. Whining. Yeah, I mean, I thought that too, but that really didn't go well either. Okay. If the woman was more attractive, how do you think the comment section would look at her? Well, stay tuned for the TikTok of the day, because we have more attractive women, and we have responses to when more attractive women say and do things like that. It really don't matter how attractive the woman who's not sleeping with you is. So it really doesn't matter. Men have come to the conclusion that once women have made it clear, and Black women have made it abundantly clear, that they're not going to suck your penis whether you put positive comments in the comment sections or negative comments in the comment section. Once men have come to that conclusion, and you come to that conclusion quickly if you're not stupid, once you come to that conclusion, you can pretty much say how you truly feel. When I was younger, I used to do that. Like, I used to roast chicks who shoot me down from time to time. If you felt the need to atomically reject me, I felt the need to atomically correct you. Now, you would think that a person really don't have a leg to stand on if you just tried to smash, and you would be wrong. I'm extraordinarily clever, I'm extraordinarily smart, and I'm extraordinarily funny, and I will still roast you after trying to fuck you. That's just how I got down. And the reason why I felt comfortable doing that, because you made it abundantly clear that you're not going to let me smash. So what do I have to lose? I've never had it to lose. And that's the thinking of the modern comment sections. All right. It says she would get the same treatment. You can tell she used to be attractive. She used to be an attractive woman, but she's old now. Perhaps she was a very attractive woman when she was younger. She got freckles and stuff. The foundation is there. Yeah. Ghost Scroller is a female pretending to be a man. Possibly. If you go into it with a troll mindset, you'll be more successful. Okay. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I don't really give like game or dating advice, but yeah, I mean, if you go in there with any mindset other than sexual scarcity, it works to your advantage. Yeah, if you have a troll mindset and you're more of a take it or leave it mentality, then absolutely, absolutely. In fact, my cousin told me he did that. Not necessarily a troll mindset, however, he did scan thoroughly and he did scan thoroughly for flaws so he can psych himself up like she's not all that. I could see how that would change your persona and demeanor to one that's more appealing, maybe more of an abundance mindset. You're not deifying her like, she's not a 9, she has her pinky toe is longer than her big toe, you know. Yeah, I could see that. All right, hold on one more. Okay, so this is the follow up to it. She's actually read one of the comments. She actually read one of the comments and she's replying to the reply right now. So now we're going to go over this before I hit the play button and y'all hit that like button. So she's wearing the same outfit and her hair is done the same. She responded immediately. He probably was the first person to make a comment, and she responded immediately. The fact that let's see, I paused as soon as I heard "do better," just to say I don't give a fuck. And she responded immediately. Once again, they look for opportunities of confrontation. They look for the opportunity to confront. So right now she's exhausted because that was the first comment she got on the last video. That likely was the first comment that she got on the last video. So what she's doing now is she's like, she realized like, oh, it's too many comments. But the general consensus is clear that I don't have that whip appeal. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's the name of that song? Whatever you want is all right with me. 'Cause you got that whip appeal. So put it on me. Y'all know what I'm talking. Yeah. You don't have that whip appeal. The audience have spoken. The men have spoken. You do not have that 90s whip appeal. None of you broads in modern society have the 90s whip appeal because you are not dealing with 90s dudes anymore. You're not. And by the way, I was alive during the 90s and I was a motherfucking savage. Nobody had no whip appeal over me. What the fuck? I'm East Oakland. What the? These bras are slow. And they used to dealing with simps. That's what it was, Babyface? Isn't Babyface the dude that hustled TLC? Because they didn't have that whip appeal? Didn't he take all their money and turn them into scrubs? Shout out to Left Eye. Shout out to Left Eye. Rest in peace, Left Eye. Chili was the hottest, but she don't have that whip appeal anymore either. So Chili's still looking for penis. But I remember in the 90s, I could have any man I want to, baby. That's actual and factual. That was her that said that. Now look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Where is your whip appeal? Look at her. Dating Denny's waiters, hoping to get free meals. These bras be wasting their youth and beauty. If somebody think I have a thing against TLC, you're right. Imagine being a young Negro, right, in the Bay Area when I was just a little Negro. And these broads come out with a song called No Scrubs. I'll never forget I was going to the DMX slash Jay-Z slash Red and Method Man concert in San Jose, an arena that they have in San Jose, right? And San Jose, good 45-minute drive, right? And the nobody, me and the homies, we all had cars, but it does make sense, to put four people in one car and not four people go in four cars. That just makes sense. So nobody wanted to be in the passenger side because of these dizzy broads. That was the type of foolishness that she bred into society. Now look at you. Who's the scrub now? You are the female equivalent to a scrub. I got a story for you. I forgot. I was supposed to say it before this thing. Y'all got to remind me of stuff. I got a story. But I do got issue with TLC for that reason.
Condoning another black man's BS is unbelievable. So when you read and heard the words do better, you said, I don't give a F. That is unbelievable. I have never felt so disrespected by
she got big titties. So she's used to, so somebody's right. She's probably used to like certain treatment because she got big titties. And she's slim without like a bunch of bumps and crap on her face. So she's used to dudes when in her youth. She's used to that whip appeal. She's used to that whip appeal. She's used to that. And now that she don't have it, and now brothers are saying how they really feel, and they not on some baby face, whatever you want. Now they not on that. She's upset. And she got the cayenne pepper on a magnet thing to the side of the refrigerator because she don't have any cabinets. So, yeah.
By a black man for no reason. I walked up to a shuttle driver with my luggage and he made me feel like I was a nobody. That is not okay. But
you are a freaking nobody. Black women think that melanin in a vagina makes them somebody, at least in the eyes of black men. Don't you understand that I have a pussy? You treated me like I'm a nobody because you're a freaking nobody. So, I used to think that Haley Bailey was the sweet one and Chloe Bailey was the sexy one. Now I am fully convinced that Chloe Bailey is actually the sweet and sexy one, which makes her infinitely more appealing to me. She was already sexier than her sister by a hair, but she was already sexier than her sister. Now she is the sweet and sexy one. Because the sister is crazy as hell. That being the case, imagine me walking up to Chloe Bailey shooting my shot. And she says, no, thank you. And then I say to her, you made me feel like I'm nobody. Because relatively speaking, in her life, I am nobody. I am nobody in her life. I am one of the people in Saved by the Bell that's not Screech, that's not Zach, that's not Kelly, that's not Lisa, that's not Jesse. I'm one of the people in the background walking around with books, twirling the locker. I am an extra. I'm the extra in Chloe Bailey's life. Just like she is the extra in this person's life. You are a damn customer. You are you're a free shuttle bus riding person. You are nobody. We are extras in so many people's lives because that's just the way life is. Why will you think that you're somebody? That is weird. Press 1 in the chat room if you know the name of the person that gave you your last Uber ride. Now, he or she is a nobody to you. They're a somebody to, their wife or husband. Kid, they're a father, they're a son. They happy Father's Day to the people, who qualified to receive my Happy Father's Day thing. Like they're somebody to someone, but they're nobody to you. You're nobody to him. That's why you have to invoke people who might look like you. Like your mama is somebody to you. So why am I not somebody to you? I mean, she's black and I'm black. This woman is freaking awful.
The one issue that I know, I wasn't the first person that he did that to, but I was the first person that challenged him. And you know how I know? It's because I talked to him in a tone that was lower than my normal tone.
Oh my gosh, she used her white people voice on him, and I guess he's supposed to be impressed by that. I guess he's supposed to be impressed by that. Listen, dear black women, we are not impressed by your white woman tone. That's all it is. Like they code switch thinking it's going to throw brothers off balance. He would do the same thing to an actual white woman. Code switching is not going to help. Now she's confused. She's like, oh, wait a minute. I talked to him in a non-aggressive tone. Ah. This is a damn shame. How little they think of you. You lost your whip appeal.
I wasn't condescending. I did not disrespect him in front of anybody else. I pulled him to the side, and he decided to go off on me because he knew that he was guilty. And he
figure out what accent that is for me, fellas. What accent is that? What accent is that? So I can know where to not go. I'll pull him to the side. What is that? Because she sounds like an extra from Sinners. What is that?
He didn't want to be called out about it. And clearly, you're condoning the same exact thing. So, ladies, I am letting you know, as Black women, we are on our own in this world because some Black men are just not going to protect us. As you can see with this comment, it is unbelievable. And I am so disappointed. It's pathetic. The fact that you are condoning another Black man's.
This is spectacular. Somebody says she's from Sec County. She's from Section 8 County. Like, what? Where is she from? Oh, crap. What's Sec County? All right. I think there's one more where she continues in on this. All right.
Black men do better. Yesterday, I had something that happened. The fact that, excuse me, sir, every woman in this world deserves respect, and we should.
Holy crap. All right. All right. Every woman in this world deserves respect. I mean, men don't. Let's start there. I deserve respect. Don't you see I have a vagina? How dare you? I have a pussy. Like, what does that mean? Well, I deserve respect. Don't you know I have a vagina? Imagine a white person saying that. Every white person in this world deserves respect. Imagine anybody saying that. How does that sound? Imagine if midgets said it. Every midgets deserve respect. Well, why should you, deserve any more or less respect than anybody else? Because I am the thing that I said. I mean, can't you see I'm a midget? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that just to see how people react to whatever it is I throw in there. I'll just go around and say, listen, I got a big dick, and everybody with a big dick deserves respect. I got all my teeth. I got 32 teeth. Everybody with 32 teeth deserves respect. I got all my hair. Everybody with all their hair deserves respect. Like, what the hell? This chick. And the cold part is, here's the cold part. See, I could do, because, y'all know I'll be gone for a while before I came up with the TikTok of the day thing, because really I was just doing stuff. I didn't TikTok. So I didn't really have content. Like, I'll be on YouTube, and if something tickles my fancy, I'll do a video. But these chicks on TikTok are so prevalent. They're so prevalent that every day, like, I got a surplus now. Trust me, I got a surplus now. Like, it's always something that I'm like, oh man, I got to talk to my people about this. It's always something. These bras are nuts. I did not have to search for this bra. She is just there. She actually just came up because she was connected to another bra that I'm going to show y'all. It's just an abundance of this mentality. So this comment says, Black women have so much audacity, privilege, entitlement issues. LOL. Does it hurt your feelings to know that you aren't a little prince? Oh, so we read this one. And that the rules matter in the real world. Grow up. Flight crew. Oh, I guess he's a part of a flight crew.
Should have audacity and privilege to ask for respect. So just because I am on a traveling shuttle bus to go and get my car, that I am privileged to ask to sit down while other people that are non-color, other women that are non-color, and men sit down while I sway back and forth as we're hitting potholes or turning corners, you are despicable to even say that.
You failed to mention that they are staff. They are staff. And just like when you were sitting down on the airplane and they were swaying back and forth when they were getting you your can of Sprite, just like that happened. Yeah. Jesus.
Period. And if you don't understand of how to be a man or how to be a gentleman, then go somewhere and figure it out. You need to get with some old heads that knows how to treat women, because
old heads like Babyface. Whatever you want is all right with me, 'cause you got that whip appeal. See, people like to think that the 90s was just full of simp shit. It wasn't. One of my favorite songs from the 90s came from a group that taught us how to spray paint our own clothes. Where they was warning you about poison. Beware, she's scheming. She'll make you think you're dreaming. You'll fall in love and you'll be screaming demon. Just saying. This is a demon. You've been warned.
because you look to be a person of color. And somehow I question if your mother, your sister, your
Holy
aunt
crap.
are all people of color. And God forbid that you have any children and they are females, because you are not going to protect them based on the comment that you decided to make. So please don't come back here, because nobody is looking for you here. We only need gentlemen.
Where's here? I gotta figure out where that accent is so I can make sure my planes don't fly over that motherfucker. I don't want. I get a feeling it's Mississippi. I get a feeling it's Mississippi. I can't stand Mississippi. I get a feeling that this broad is from Mississippi, and that's why she sounds so weird to me.
In here, not a-holes. Excuse me.
Okay, this is just madness. All right, let me read some of your comments before I switch TikTokers. These comments got her highly perturbed. Yes, she is perturbed. And I say that with a pinky up. She is perturbed. What does that even mean? I don't know what it means, because she's from Mississippi or she comes from an equally crappy place. Like, most of the stuff she said made no sense. I am a woman and we deserve respect. It was other women who went on before you. What the hell? She pulled him off to the side and scolded him like a grown man, except he didn't respond like a or like he was a child. But he didn't respond like a child. He responded like a grown man. I realized a long time ago, the most black people only see the world through BET. I think you're onto something. In urban radio. I think that that's less true now, and it's because of the internet. We have a broader perspective. Absolutely, I'm old enough to realize that we were very limited to what we watched. We had a very, very, very limited scope of the world. Now we have full access of the world, and we see, everything in its entirety. Yeah, we have a broader perception. Sounds like she's okay. I read that one. Ah, classy. What's going on? Says she could be from anywhere, and I've traveled to many states. Yeah, of course she can. This is any broad USA. This is any black woman USA that you have to deal with this crap. There's no escaping it. Not in the states. And you could barely because they try to follow you to wherever it is, brother's vacation. What she got that I ain't got? A collarbone, bitch. Natural hair, a pleasant disposition, and a nice smell. Like she has a lot that you don't have. She assigns a lot of motive to someone who's just getting through their day. Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, that's the policy. He's coming. Okay, I read that one. Let's see. Maybe Indiana. Okay. Yeah, they don't deserve special treatment. I agree. Scratch that. Most black women. Okay. She couldn't sleep at night peacefully thinking about those comments. Of course she can't because I mean, she probably thinks that it's a change in her, maybe her physical appearance and age, that she's lost that whip appeal, but really the collective of women um, has lost their whip appeal for black men. So we've seen the video earlier, if not, check it out, of the woman who said that she was going to raise her son essentially to be a simp, raise her son that he's not all that. But unfortunately for her, um, black women are not the sole raisers of black boys, unfortunately. Now, keep in mind, maybe not for me, but if you were born like in the 80s or something, maybe even the 90s, black women were the sole raisers of you. They had like 90% of the influence in your life. And I'm not talking about, just, because you had the single mom or whatnot. I'm talking about after you had a single mom, you went to a public school with a black woman teacher and a black woman principal. And then this trend followed, throughout. Maybe, if you're athletic, you had a black male coach or something like that. But they had the lion's share of the influence, and they all were on the same page. They all were on the same page, and the sole purpose was to make sure that you grow up whip shy. It's to humble you in their presence. That's it. That's all. But unfortunately for them now, brother's got the internet. It's probably a young buck listening to me now. And they're getting like a whole different perspective. And the outcome is showing in the day-to-day behavior. They're like, listen, you know, and that's why she's like, what about your mother, your sisters? Basically, she's like, what about the people who have been brainwashing you since childhood? It's like, listen, I can see clearly now. You know what that shuttle bus driver is saying right now? See, he didn't want to say what he was actually thinking when he told that broad off. But what he was actually thinking was, Game Changer taught me that I don't have to put up with your shit. That was actually what was going through his head. He's a listener of mine. I know stuff. I have a small channel, but my small channel influenced very large channels. It's because my teachings. He is a better person, and he realized he don't have to kowtow to these toad cows. No, I guess not, because I'm not going to say something unless I got something to say. So, I know some people go on daily and good for them. But if I don't have anything worth talking about daily, I'm not going to like find something and talk about it. Talkland is a treasure trove. Has become their social media turf. Okay. I thought the old heads beat grandma. Ah, good point. No, they want when they say they're talking about boomers. That was like the first wave of symptom. Boomers was really like the stepdaddy generation because they took what their father they look at how following tradition benefited their father, and they thought that they would be able to duplicate the same thing. So they tried it, but they realized that these women are not like their mothers. We're dealing with a whole different brand of women. But no, they're talking about the boomers. The boomers didn't know any better. I mean, from the boomers' perspective, mama didn't divorce papa, so why should I get a prenup? That's the boomers' perspective. Gen X is like, my daddy was divorced 3 times. And you think I'm just going to walk into a marriage? And I'll be rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice. That's our generation. That's Generation X. With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. That is Generation X. Why? Because we got mothers that was boomer bitches. So we was prepared for the worst, but we didn't have a plan for the alternative. And ever since then, people have been figuring out like, what's the counter? Theo Wolf, salute. I had mostly white teachers. I think that saved me. I had a black father, and that saved me. And because I wasn't, I didn't have like a coach or anything, because I wasn't an athlete. But yeah, it's just. But you want to know what saved me more than anything? And if you're smart, if you're a young, smart black nerd like I was, what saved me most was actually having a black mama. When you have a black mama, they don't pay attention to you. They don't. So they sit on the phone and talk to their damn girlfriends like you're not even there when you're a kid. And you just absorbing how these chicks are behaving. You're absorbing what they do, how they talk, how they move. Then when you get older, you learn from it. Mothers made us go to school, then resent the fact that we listen to the teachers. Well, yeah, because your teachers were white, But as long as they don't want any other indoctrination of black boys but their own. They don't want a competing narrative. Speaking of which, we are going to play a little bit more of their narrative. Salute once again to Theo. All right, so. All right. Let's read this for a second. Black men who don't protect us black women. That was a young black Walmart employee Oh, so they just skipped a space. Employee being attacked by two males that looked and sounded to be Arabic. I want to point out that they said males here. All right, let's play some of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. It took 4 seconds to piss this broad off. Look at her titties. I'm gonna cover her content soon, but nice titties. Anyway, not today, but I'm gonna cover her content. So she got triggered after 4 seconds. Let's see what she has to say.
Now this is shit I be talking about. Now, it was a black employee, female, being harassed by two men of another nationality. They looked to be Arabic or sounded to be Arabic, and they're calling her the N-word. And yet and still, there are black men standing around just looking and not doing a damn thing.
Hold on. I'm going to cover a bit of this now because Theo got something to say, so I'm going to respond. All right.
If you get a man drunk enough, he will tell you the truth about anything. So,
all right. She's going to talk about religion, blah, 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 blah. And Theo's like, you want to cover them titties? Yes, I do. Fellas, I think that a lot of dudes misdefine the word simp or whatever, or you should be ashamed because you look at and want to suck and put your face between and ejaculate on some nice light-skinned titties. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of, and you are not alone. Yeah, exactly. Like me first. Yeah, you are not alone. Oh man, I don't want to be a simp because somebody actually tried to call me a simp on this one woman's panel. She was talking some religious stuff. And, she was like, men just like these women because they're pretty. I'm like, yes, that's reason enough. Pretty women are more valuable to me than average or not attractive women. That's the whole point of being, oh, that sounds like a simp. It's not a simp. It's not a simp to say a beautiful woman is beautiful. It's not a simp to say, I want to suck on those titties. First, what is wrong with men to not like nice titties? All right, back to the topic at hand.
Now this is shit I be talking about. Now, it was a black employee, female, being harassed by two men of another nationality. They looked to be Arabic or sounded to be Arabic, and they're calling her the N-word. And yet and still, there are black men standing around just looking and not doing a damn thing.
Yeah, for 10 seconds or for 5
and
seconds.
Then y'all wonder why us women are so masculine, because we have to fight our own battles as black women. Then y'all get mad.
Okay. According to broads like this, you would swear that there are Arabic gangs out there targeting Walmart employees because they wear blue. According to this broad, there's like a gang of Arabic people that walk into Walmart with Target uniforms on like, yeah, we Target over here, bitch. What you gonna do? Take that blue off. We represent Target in this motherfucker. Like, according to her, this was a completely unprovoked thing. For all we know, she made some snide Palestinian comment or what. We don't know. We don't know because it's only a 10-second video. It could have been unprovoked. I've never known people to just like act completely like that without provocation. But not only, we don't even see the fight or anything. And she's just like all over the place with it. Off of the 10-second video. This is maddening. Okay, let's continue.
Mad when y'all take us out to dinner and we don't want to put out or go to your house and chill with y'all because
You damn right I'm mad. Why in the fuck did you come? Why did you go to dinner? So she's saying that because random black dudes aren't fighting for bras that they don't know, because of that, I'm not going to fuck you. Then why did you go to dinner in the first place? Listen, if you don't go to dinner with the understanding of a reasonable possibility of sucking my dick, then I hate you. You misled me. And yes, I have said that in the past. I've said in the middle of dinner, like, you don't have any intention on fucking, do you? You don't have any intention on fucking. True story, right? I don't know if I said that last thing that I quoted myself saying. You know, to be perfectly honest, I don't actually remember an instance of me saying that. However, if somebody accused me of saying that, I wouldn't deny it because that's definitely something GameChanger would say and just forget I said it. So if somebody said, remember when you told me you know, that why you eating if you don't plan on fucking me? I'll be like, no, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I said that. So full disclosure on that. But this is what I do remember, right? So I decided to go all out, right? And take a broad to Red Lobster. And when we get there, it was a long line. So they gave us, you know, one of those things that glow red when it's your turn to go get food, to go get your cheddar biscuits and shit. They gave us one of those. And I'm like, man, I don't want to feed this broad. So I'm in the car talking, gaming, you know. And eventually we waited so long that she agreed to fuck without food. So I'm like, okay, bet. And then I get out the car to go take the thing, the red light thing that they have, back to Red Lobster. And then that's when it flickered, and I hit it real quick. I hit it. And I hope that she didn't see it. And then I took it in, right? I took it in and walked back. I was like, all right, so you ready? And she was like, you know, I seen that. I was like, seen what? She was like, you know, I seen the thing was ready, and you didn't want to, take me inside, even though the thing was flickering. And to make a long story short, she didn't fuck. So I actually don't blame that one. At the time, I was upset, but looking back on it, I'm like, hey, she went to the spot with intentions of fucking, and she was gonna do it, you know, because the line was too long anyway. I can't get mad at that. And I tried to pull a fast one, like, oh shit, free pussy. And then I took the disc back to Walmart, or not Walmart, but to Red Lobster. I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad that she was mad looking back on that story. All right. But I can't get mad at this bitch. And I am, because she's not hot. So let me play some more.
because y'all don't do shit for black women,
You
but
damn
y'all want
right.
us to bend over backwards and lick y'all ass.
Or get on your knees and do it. You damn right.
And suck y'all dicks and open our legs wide and submit to y'all.
Yeah.
And yes, master, we'll do whatever you want. We'll submit.
Yes. That's exactly what we want. That is exactly what we want. Listen, we want all the things that you described from
If you get a
her.
man drunk enough, he will tell you the truth about anything.
Everything that you just said, I want her to do it. Actually, I don't want her to lick my ass. I want to kiss her. I like her teeth. So, yeah. What, you think I'm supposed to be ashamed for wanting that shit? Fuck you. Fuck you. I want all the things that you have just described, and I want her to do it. And until I get that regularly on command, I don't want to hear shit about what you want. And I damn sure ain't going to jail for you broads. I've never done a day in jail or prison. And I'm not until I start coming on her titties to where I even think about shit like that. Fuck you talking about? Lost my place. Hold on.
We don't want to put out or go to your house and chill with y'all because y'all don't do shit for black women, but y'all want us to bend over backwards and lick.
Well, I do shit for whatever type of woman that last chick was.
Y'all ass and suck y'all dicks and open our legs wide and submit to y'all. And yes, master, we'll do whatever you want. We'll submit to you.
You
But
damn
y'all
right. Call me
can't
master.
never ever protect.
You damn right. Call me master. Fuck you talking about?
Protect us black women. We have to do it ourselves. I seen quite a few black men on that video that didn't even step the fuck up and say, yo, leave that black woman alone before we beat your ass.
Okay, it would have been nice if they did, but they didn't. Fuck her. Now, remember how I told y'all I don't remember saying those exact words in the restaurant? I do remember saying the exact words. Remember that time I asked you to suck my dick and you said no? I have been quoted saying those exact words verbatim. Each and every single one of those black dudes, some of whom worked at Walmart, can definitively say that about that girl individually. Like, remember that time I asked you to suck my dick and you said no? Or remember that time I asked for your number and you said no? Remember that time I asked to take you to Red Lobster and you said, boy, bye? Remember that time I asked you to lick my asshole and you called me an asshole? Listen, had she been with any of the dudes that worked there, the response would have been different, I'm sure. Because I hate to say it, but you're not reputedly tough guys. If the guys are Arabic, you're not reputably tough guys or anything like that. You're just not. So it would be easy for somebody to Mario Brothers you. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what I mean by that. Let's talk about what I mean by that. Because that's what they want. But let me tell y'all something. If Mario did not fuck after Super Mario Brothers 1, there would be no Mario Brothers 3. If he's smart, it's like, bitch, I went through 8 levels of hell trying to rescue your ass and you didn't give me no pussy. And now you like, oh, Bowser got me again. Protect me, bitch. I got some pipes to clean. And since you ain't cleaning my pipes, fuck you. Just saying. All right, let's continue.
Because I can tell you, had I been in that scenario, I'd have picked up my cell phone, called my mama, and my mama would have called my cousins, and I got about 70 of them, first cousins, and about 20 or 30 of them would have been at that Walmart to meet them 2 Arabic men. And they'd be like, so you want to do what?
And the other 50 will not be in jail. I got about 70 cousins. I call my mama, and about 20 of them is going to show up at that Walmart. Yeah, and then you'll have 50. And then you'll have 50 cousins left. And those cousins is going to wait for security to do their job like everybody else that stood there and watched that Walmart chick get beat. And then they'll wonder, like, where are all the protectors? They're in jail and dead because of dumbass bras like you and uppity Walmart bitches. That's where they're at. To be on the beck and call of their mama just to go fight and not know why, you're stupid. You're going to wind up like Ayanna Cousin on Menace Society. You're going to wind up getting your ass kicked and then getting arrested for drive-by. And then when you get out, which is now, even though that movie came out like in 1990 or some crap like that, you know, you'll just now be getting out just to have the same bitches call you broke nigga. You're stupid.
What you want to be doing to our female cousin? Well, bitch, roll this ass up.
And another thing, you're not my cousin. If you were my cousin, you know that I know if you instigated or not. I know which of my female cousins that, you know, I could definitively say that if somebody's fucking with her, she did nothing wrong. I know exactly who, and in fact, most of my female cousins are like that. But I know exactly who, if I get a phone call on some fuck shit, who instigated the fuck shit. I know that because she spent a lifetime building a reputation to earn that. But you, I could tell off the bat that, you know, you provoke people.
That's what would have happened had that been me. My family would have rolled up. Because as I've said plenty of times, I'm from Philly. And so is my family. And we about that life. And we will pull up. Literally.
Why does she have to say Philly? Now I'm picturing Obsidian stepping his short ass out of a Mini Cooper and hobbling his way to the middle of the fight to hit the dude with a cane. Why am I picturing that? Why in the hell did she put that fucked up image in my brain? I don't know.
All I would have had to do was call my mom. And mom, my mom would have been like, who that back in the back? It's some guys like following me, yelling and stuff like that. My mom would have been like, oh, for real? Put that phone down and called a boop, boop, boop number. Hell, all my male cousins would have got the SOS to come to Walmart. And my all 30, 40, 50 of my male cousins would have showed the hell up.
No, they wouldn't.
That's what would have happened.
No, they wouldn't.
But y'all... Wonder why I say what I...
No, they wouldn't. She actually have to be in a situation to realize that they wouldn't. You can't get 50 black men to go to a barbecue together. You're not going to get them to not at a moment's notice. You're not going to get them to fight for your fat ass. Quite frankly, I'd be surprised if any of them showed up. I mean, I think that many of them know that the situation will be resolved by the time that they get there. It's not like they have a siren on their car or something like that. It's not like they just so happen to be at Walmart, like the security that's there or the cops that will go there. They know that the cops are going to get there first, and they know that the security guard is going to get there first. Walmart be having OP security with bulletproof vests on and shit. Like, so it's not. No, you live in a fantasy world. These will be the guys that come too late and just to say, oh man, I was about to. Because they're not going to throw away their freedom or their life on some foolishness. Because they're not freaking morons. Like the men that live in your imagination. They're not.
I be saying. It's given.
Don't say stuff like that. You fat, ugly bitch. Listen. You are not allowed to say stuff that more attractive women say commonly. Every time you hear attractive women say stuff, put it on the list of things that you cannot say. That's what you do. Damn it. Oh, let me see what she's talking about.
Men do not give preferential treatment to the women that they like. I hate it when y'all are like,
yes, we do.
oh, he won't do this for you because he doesn't like you. The reason why he's not paying all your bills is because he doesn't like you. That is a lie. That is 100% false.
No, it's not preferential treatment. I mean, it's not like paying all your bills, but if we prefer you, then that's preferential treatment. It's like written in the language.
Men are going to do what you allow them to do. If you are a woman that decides to be with a man and go 50-50 with a man, he is going to deal with you. Men are monkey branchers. They are going to monkey branch from...
Okay. I'll probably cover her tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably cover her tomorrow. Along with more attractive women. But I see where she's going with this. In her mind, I use that word loosely, 50-50 is a bad thing. But no, if you offer 50-50 to women that you like because you like them. If you don't like them, you don't want to live with them at all. So there you have it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that participated. Great show. We'll cover some more of this tomorrow. And yeah, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.